pretty much having them the force to do it all over again. And let's just say you probably set him up with the cops or her. Now it's at a point to where they have to start from scratch. But this time everything is so different because now the courses are not the same. It's a lot more difficult. But there's more cars. There's more cars added to it. So right now, let's just say like I said, it was a heist. You pulled a heist, as a revengeful way, to get back into the game. Because he took something that was so dearly to you. Now it's time you took something that was dearly to him. Like you set them up, they get arrested, they get out. Now they had a point to come back into the fray, to take you out, because now they have to start from scratch. Because the DLC won't allow you to have any of the cars you started with, or any cars that you had starting the DLC.
That sounds frustrating as hell for the player.
But the thing about it is to get them to care, because now it's at a point where harm was dealt to me. Like I said, and eventually what happens, of course you may end up getting beat again, but this won't be the last time that they hear of you. Like I said, you could be a tie-in character in a later series, and they might become to a point where they do something like Carbon, except you'll be a tie-in character later on. I'm pretty sure you're not gonna be bounty hunting.
But basically over the course of different games. So from I guess, just for example, Most Wanted 1, then 2, then 3. I'm in all 3 of those type of thing.
I mean, you could have, but I wouldn't say not in Most Wanted. You'd probably be in Undercover 2. If they ever bring that back, you'd be in Undercover 2. And that way, like I say, you probably might make a guest appearance in a different game. Like in the cutscenes, there's probably going to be a car in the distance, and you're probably there just watching. And it'd be the same character from the previous, the prequel, that you're following, because you just want to see what's going on. Because after a while, you did take a liking to the cat, but there's a bit of a love-hate kind of friendship.
I was wondering.
It'd be like an Easter egg, pretty much.
I was wondering about what would it be like if we flipped the scale? Because how Mia is I guess she's like a guide for the main character in that game. Well, what if my character? I'm distracted by the dude next. Is he following us?
Yeah. I wasn't trying to. Well, I gotta run this cat. Go ahead.
Okay. So basically what I'm saying is, if my character was kind of like Mia, basically, to a degree, where it's and it's we're cool, and I've helped you through some races, kind of like how in Need for Speed Carbon, where you have the guy that helps you through races, he's either a blocker, a scout, or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And I was like that for you in a few races, and then I kind of got into some shit to where now I need to kind of start winning races for myself in order to get myself out, but I don't want you to know about it type of thing. I'm still going to help you, but I'm kind of going to be a little bit more distant, and I'm basically trying to play 2 sides of the story and shit.
It's appearing out of nowhere. Go ahead. I'm sorry. This cars just appear out of nowhere, man.
It's probably because this dude behind us is lagging shit, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. His internet probably ass. But yeah. Basically, I would know the main character, and we would basically, I would be your backup for so long, but eventually you would probably have to face me, and you would probably have to take my car. I can't afford to lose my car, but it's I'm going through a lot of shit in the background. I'm talking we tight. We probably we boys, or we we friends. And if you a female character, or whatever, we cool. You know what I'm saying? It's I got your back out here. So I'm not just a guy in your ear. You know what I'm saying? I'm also out there either winning races, because this could also factor into in gameplay type shit, where it's you could tell me to go win the race. You know what I mean? Because I could probably hurry up, get in the first place. How the fuck did you manage that?
I'm trying to figure that part out. I'm so what just happened? Okay, the door's gone.
Hey then. But
Like, what the fuck's happened?
but yeah, you could tell me to
Shit.
just go and just win the race, and we would basically just split the proceeds. Well, I mean, we would split them anyways, but it would be like if I have to win the race for us, it would be more like a 50-50. If you win the race, then you could either choose to have it be 50-50. You could obviously upgrade me. Like, it's like a partner system kind of thing, where it's almost like an RPG thing, where you can help upgrade my character. Obviously, my character in the beginning, he's gonna seem like he's OP and shit. You know what I mean? I can help you win races type of thing. But these would be unlocked through commands and branching trees and shit. Basically, you're building a relationship with my character, and then as the story goes on, I'm going through some shit, but your character doesn't know about it yet. You know what I mean? He's not gonna know about it until I probably pop up. I like disappear for a while. You probably get a call from somebody else or whatever, and all of a sudden I end up as someone you have to face later on, and it's one of those type of things. And then you beat me because that's the canon story. I disappear for a while, and then I come back and say DLC. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh, there's that dude again who was helping me out and shit. Where the fuck did...
Yeah, that could work too. I was gonna say it probably would have been a scheduled. It probably would have been a scheduled race to lose. I was gonna say that, but like it was meant for you guys to lose at a certain point. Like you just went at MIA. What the? Where did you come from?
Perfectly timed.
I don't know where this car goes at all your garages. I just figured this was the one. Cause I think this is the one.
Casino. It was back at the casino.
Well, I mean, whatever.
The last time you seen it, it was here, back at the casino.
See, you moved it and you didn't say nothing. See how you get down? See, that's how you get down. You moved cars and you didn't even say anything.
But that's what I would be thinking well, I think that's partially how I think the script could move to where it'd be more impactful. Because I think the Need for Speed Carbon thing, with the scouts and the blockers and all that shit wasn't expanded upon as much as it could have, because it was, I mean, obviously you would go with a random person and they could do something for you. But it was never more than that, though.
But now we're gonna start you on the base. You got to be a DLC character.
Probably.
Yep. Because like I said, the first time it cost $60 for the DLC for Undercover 2. This time it's going to cost $10 for the DLC character. With the $30 DLC for the second part of the story. They're trying to expand this. I'm just saying, I'm trying to help Need for Speed. I'm just saying, EA Sports, if you need somebody for content, I'm the guy. I'm already trying to figure out how to make 2K better. Like I said, if you guys need help with NBA or Madden, come see me. Trust me. I won't let you down. Like I said, me personally, I would like to make a story for Madden. But no, like I said, you probably have a, we wouldn't put you in the game just yet because you came from a previous installment.
So would you rather go with the initial one, or the hypothetical I recently did with the whole knowing the main character thing, or would you rather me be like the more of the antagonist type of guy?
You have to be antagonist,
be like
then to be an ally.
Yeah, I'm about to say that one. I'd be like a friend enemy type of thing. Another one, I'm just enemy.
So you take a liking because then eventually you two have a common enemy.
Okay. I'm trying to think about it. But on another note, though, why the fuck did I do that? I'm messing my desk.
What you do?
I hit my desk.
I thought you bust the window.
No. I'm just punching windows, talking about on another note, breaking windows and shit. Vandalism. Real lighthearted. But nah, expand enough on that with the Need for Speed Carbon, the scouts, the blockers, and was there one more?
I mean, they could have did a little more. I mean, the story wasn't long because they had online at the time when you were able to do play with other people. But I feel like after watching or playing some of these games, there's always a part two. So I mean, there's always a second part to the story. Like I said, for this right here, truthfully, my theory with this game, I don't mean to trail off, with it being somewhat to like San Andreas, I don't know if it's going to be canon because the map is a little different. There are similarities in the map, but I don't think this is canon. Like I said, they probably could have made San Andreas stories. Like I said, online could be San Andreas stories, and we don't even know it. But I'm just saying. I mean, like, it all depends. Like I mean, Carbon. They could have did a little more with it. Besides the challenges, they didn't have as many challenges as they did in Most Wanted. Most Wanted probably had like 150 of them, and I tried to do those, and I went crazy. And some of those challenges were fucking ridiculous. I mean, sheesh. You had to do this, you had to avoid spikes, you had to avoid roadblocks, and you had to last for like 30 minutes in pursuit, dealing on the highest wanted level. Keep in mind, that's no easy feat, due to the fact that the cops are mad aggressive. They do end up, getting to where you're at. Eventually, they will get there. But I mean, like, they could have did a little more with it. I would say they probably would have made it. Probably would have been better if they made a part 2, because the way how they had it done was that you're coming from Rockport, which was Most Wanted, into Carbon. That would have been a good time to see Razor pop in for part 2. Let's say he escaped prison. He's back with Avengers and he got his own crew. Like they could have went that way, but it didn't. Because that would have been crazy. Because now you sitting here, you got like a crew member from each rival. You got one from Kenji, you got one from Angie, you got one from Wolf, and you got one from Darius. Now it's at a point where Razor comes in the picture.
Where would Razor even fit in that still? Because like, would you like Darius more or Razor? Because Darius, I think, ended up being like the final boss.
I mean, I would think that they would have been more of a tag team type of thing, to where you had your partner and they raced together. So now it's at a point to where you're dealing with pretty much the same shit you're doing throughout the game. Now it's been done to you.
But yeah, but like, remember, Carbon they were adamant about the canyon races, the trailing behind something. So I don't know now who at that point is the final boss. Is it
Dick?
Is it Darius or Razor at that point? I
Oh, I tell you what, I'm about to get this car real quick. Me personally, well, with it being Carbon, but the thing about it is the main character does have beef with like Razor, so I would say it'd probably be more Razor. This would be like a DLC version of Razor's Payback. I'm about to get this car right here. I just gotta get a passive mode real quick, and I gotta beeline it for wherever this thing is going. So it's probably gonna be in whatchamacallit. Hurry up, come on. Okay, hurry up, get the shit, 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 get the shit. Girl. No claim bonus. I knew that was gonna happen. I'm gonna get her ass if I can. I'm not saying I can, but I'm gonna see what I can do. I don't have any sticky bombs. Let's remember that. I can't get her now. I don't have any sticky bombs. That's buns. What's my car? Wait, where is my car? But yeah, I would say that. I want to say it would probably be more Razor. Because like I said,
think that would have the highest impact.
Yeah, because like I said, you're coming from Rockport. So like your beef is mainly, with Razor.
You don't even know Darius at that point. So.
Well, I mean, in a previous installment, I ain't gonna chase her. Wait, who is that anyway? Let me see. You are Riley L. Bori PR. What is your rating? 67? Oh, you can have that. I ain't worried about that. But no, like I said, I would say more of it being Razor, because, like I said, you probably was, well, like I said, they don't really, well, they mentioned Razor, well, they mentioned Darius, but they didn't really, they didn't really give much backstory about Darius, besides the fact that you left, Palmount. Wait a minute, Palmount? No, that's the same as he. You left Palmount City because, you know, I guess you got set up and you had to go out to Rockport. They didn't explain how you got the GTR. But here it is, you got this nice ass car, you know, lost it in the race, beef was with Razor. After you beat Razor, you fled back. I guess you had something to prove, or you decided to try to take down, you know, Darius. But like I said, I mean, that would be a thing because you come to realize that, you know, Darius did set you up. But I would say more of the lines of Razor, because why not?
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, and that would be interesting when the tag team type of race, Razor and Darius, and you and whatever ally you have. But like at that point, it's like, dude, that's like the beef is between me and these two dudes here. I'm like, I got stakes in this matter. This other guy here that's been with me, I mean, he cool, but he don't got no stakes in this. He just like he my friend. Yeah, that just brought along. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I mean, yeah, he's helped me through thick and thin, but it's like he or she has no, like, they have no personal stakes in it, so it's not like a, I don't know. It's nothing. They just feel out of place. Is all I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
But I can understand it for like the game mechanics of it, of like, you know, having cause see, Darius and Razor could flip flop between one of them being the blocker and Scout, or if there was a third one or whatever. It might have just been those two. I'm trying to remember the roles, but I don't remember if there was just the two or not. But those are the two that stand out to me, so it might just be those two.
You had blocker, drafter, and Scout.
Drafter, that's what it was. Yeah. Oh, I thought the Scout, because he's the one who would follow him through shortcuts and shit. The blockers, he knocked people out of the way, and the drafter guy kind of pulled you forward with him, which was weird. It was weird as hell, but because it would kind of pull you into turns too. So that shit could backfire
Big time.
But okay, so yeah, there was the drafter. So like between those three roles, those two could do that. Like basically Darius, because he's in an Audi, he could be basically the Scout and the drafter for Razor. Razor would just be the blocker. No. What type of vehicle was Razor even in?
He was in a Ford Mustang GT.
Okay, so he was in a muscle car. So I mean,
he'd be more like a drafter and a blocker.
Okay. So Darius would be a Scout and a drafter, and then Razor would be a blocker and a drafter. Type of thing. And they would just flip flop between the two things. While it's just you as the human player and whoever the fuck you bring with you, i.e., like, you know, Scout, blocker, drafter, whatever the fuck you feel like you need or whatever, depending upon, you know, the race. Yeah, I feel like that. I don't know. That'd be kind of dope though. For like 3 races, maybe 2 races.
Probably 3 races. Nah, 5, because that's how they normally did it in Most Wanted. Bring back the nostalgia of those 5 long races.
With the 5th one, would have to be because we gotta think about it, man. If theirs is in the game, we're talking about mixing Most Wanted with Carbon. That means those canyon races gotta be in it.
Yeah.
And at that point, I'm like, would he do that though? And I feel like that's like a thing of like chasing him down type of thing. versus like if we're talking about Razor, we're talking about that's more like a chase him down type of thing versus simply staying behind him and like draining all the points and then losing him on the other end.
Depending on what car you use. Like I said, if it's the OP Viper, that Viper was the most overpowered car in the game. I mean, every sense of it.
The cheese with that game was as far as the canyon races, if you could get in front of them on a turn or some shit, because and unfortunately, like you have to risk possibly losing points if you hit them. But if you could get in front of them and then stay in front of them for 5 seconds, you automatically win. So if you can get in front of them and then just keep your rear bumper on their front bumper the entire time, you could win that way. But that's easier said than done.
That is true. All I know is the Viper was just ridiculous.
Cause Sal drew. What did Sal drive?
Sal had the RX-8. Then he went to the
No, he had. I think then he finished with the RX-8 because he had a smaller car when you first got it.
I think what happened was he gets the car that you got. I think he mocked what you had because he was a fanboy.
Like on the very first car you had?
Yeah, I think he's a fanboy.
That's weird, because Sal was my favorite character in the game. Remember that time?
Yeah, he was a fanboy. Every car you had, he had.
I mean, because I like the dude that was blocking and shit.
No, it's Sal.
Cool.
It's Sal.
No, it was Sal. S-A-L.
You talking about a blocker or a scout?
He was a scout. I know that for a fact. Like I said, he was my favorite character in that game. I just don't remember what cars he had.
He mocked what you had. That's all, pretty much.
As far as the blockers and drafters do, I don't remember none of them. I just remember one dude was like the infamous line of, "Hey, you need a blocker? Everybody needs a blocker." Yeah, I remember that line. That's the infamous line I remember about I think the very first blocker dude that you get. I think he's actually your first companion you get in that game. But
I mean, if you go after Angie, he is. That's Angie's boy.
I didn't know the different sections have it. Oh, it makes me curious. Who the fuck is the drafter? Because I think they were all male characters, weren't they?
Nah, Yuki was a female character, and Yuki and Nikki. Nikki. You know Nikki.
I don't. I told you I only knew Sal.
The female character that helps you in the tutorial.
Oh.
What's the front door, man?
Details and shit.
Now, I'm about to do some cheese real quick because I don't like the fact that I got killed. So what I'm about to do is do a quick little cheese move real quick and call it a day. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, they hiding. That's cool, no big deal. But yeah, so that was
first one by Nikki. Neville was a blocker. That's weird.
Yeah, Neville was a blocker. That one dude was a blocker. Angie's boy was a blocker. I think that was Neville and that dude for Angie was a blocker. Drafters was Samson. That's the guy.
He sounded like a fucking blocker. That name's strong as hell.
Let's see. Yuki was a scout. Said Sal was a scout.
Her name was Yumi, I think.
Yuki or Yumi?
Yumi. And she was a scout.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Nikki and Colin were drafters. Though Nikki was a mechanic and Colin was a fabricator. Whatever that means.
It was Nikki had the performance. Colin handled the body work.
Yeah, Neville was he's like the very first guy that you get is Neville. Because he's available from the beginning. Everyone knows you have to acquire downtown Fortuna and Kempton for Nikki, defeat Wolf for Colin, finish the first 5 events for Sal, defeat Angie for Samson, defeat Kenji for Yumi. Notes: blockers and scouts will become less effective if they are unable to keep pace with the player or fall to the back of the pack. Drafters can be counterproductive if you use near a corner. But see, like, the thing with it is I don't remember Sal ever falling way in the back. That's the thing. Like, he was just fast all the fucking time.
True.
And I think that's another reason why I remember him. And or at least he was my favorite. Like, dude, like, I don't know how the fuck it is you keep keeping pace with me like this, or you keep catching up, but that's what you're doing. And it's like, god damn. AI control crews do not use any crew member capabilities. Players can customize the vehicle. Players can customize a vehicle of every crew member they have recruited. I didn't know about that. I don't think I did.
Yeah. You mean you didn't know that?
I don't think I knew that. That sounds like news to me.
I think someone should shoot at the sky.
Crew member vehicles are not upgraded with performance parts, but always have their speed adjusted to the cadence progression within the race. That sounds about right, because that was Sal 90% of the time. All that damn rubber banding you doing.
Hold on, this dude want problems. No, I don't feel like fighting nobody right now. I'll wait until I get spread and I got my characters all maxed out, then I'll start looking for trouble. Right now, I'm not really equipped to fight nobody right now. Like I said, I had a feeling that's my fault for not being perceptive. I don't know, I ain't really gonna sweat that. Like I said, this character's not really gonna keep. It's not even a character for keeps. It's just to fuck around. But no, true. That game was different. It was a different pace from Most Wanted, which Most Wanted wasn't bad, but like I said, it did lack depth. But the races were there. Carbon was the exact opposite, but the races wasn't there.
What do you mean?
I mean, it had story, not much, but the races could have been a little more.
You didn't like the
They should have came with a. I mean, they were all right, but it needed more. I'm just waiting to see who's going to come after me.
I'm just waiting to see who's gonna say bless you.
You sneezed?
No.
Goodness gracious. Alright, well, I think I have my feel for Grand Theft Auto because I'm over here doing stupid shit. She doesn't have the parachute, and I landed perfectly on the. Wow. What level am I? I didn't unlock the parachute yet because I unlocked the parachute at 11. I'm 10. I knew I had misread something.
You 10-year-old.
Oh, jeez. I said, it was fun. I'm not done with her anyway. But like I said, it could have been a little more.